Hi, good morning. I'm Andre Horton. I'm the Democratic nominee for the 2nd Legislative District for County Council. And I'm standing here down at the Blasco Library, which is a place very familiar and dear to me. You see, I grew up on the hill, 2nd and Sassafras, and I can remember when the Niagara Motel was there. I can remember the first Crossroads, and I can remember the Balkan Bakery on 2nd and Holland, 2nd and German. I can remember Al's sign service there as well. But my most fondest memory is that of the Erie Public Dock. Now we refer to it as Dobbins Landing. My grandmother used to be the custodian of the bathrooms there, the restrooms, and we played all along the tracks, the Erie Sand Docks. We swam at Chestnut Pool. We played all along the bluff, Bayview Park. And so now I'm standing here. I know the development that is taking place. It's been good for Erie. One of the reasons I elected to run is I want to have some say-so about how we're going forward and how we're proceeding. You see, not everyone has prospered over the transition of the Bayfront. We're always looking for new and innovative ideals that we can reach out, that we can build broader coalitions, that we can affect some of those people who just need a break in life. I pride myself on always being an advocate for those less fortunate or for the poor. And our recent census reports and our recent reports on poverty say that we need a champion like never before. If we've ever needed a champion to champion issues for poor people, it's now, at a time when federal and state governments are cutting the social safety network out from under people. We need to, at the county level, try to fill in or stand in the gap and do some of those things. And one of the ways that we can do that is through employment. You see, also on the backdrop of Dobbins Landing is the Erie Convention Center. I had the privilege of working across party lines with unions, with county government, with the convention authority to create jobs for people who live in the district. We were able to have a healthy partnership, and it's with that vision or with that victory in mind that I would like to proceed and offer up some of the things that I would like to do. One of the things I would like to do is investigate or look into possibly having a 13th year of high school. Nationally, the facts prove that only 25% of high school graduates are actually college ready. And I think that if we're able to provide a 13th year of high school for our children, for those who are inclined to, then we can strengthen them in the maths and in the sciences, and being realistic and understanding that college isn't for everybody, or everyone doesn't choose to go to college. We could offer that 13th year in the form of a trade through union partnerships and private sector and government. I think that if a child or a young man or woman shows a proclivity or shows an interest in a trade, that we should be able to offer them that first year at a cost, a minimum cost to them. And if it pans out, we should be able to funnel them into a union apprenticeship program, and it would be a win-win for all. Now, I'm standing at the backdrop of the Battle of Lake Erie. We've just celebrated 200-year history of our tradition, of our history, of Oliver Hazard Perry, and it was the parades the floats have floated, the bands have marched, the orchestras have played, and the choirs have sung. We've launched fireworks unlike this county has ever seen before. And so on November 5th, what I'm asking is for the citizens and residents of the 2nd Legislative District to help me walk through a door that hadn't been open to people of color for over 200 years. I'm asking you to help me walk through that door and to fire a loud, resounding, reverberating the loudest shot across the bow of Erie County that says that we will be inclusive. You see, the 2nd Legislative District is probably the most diverse district in the county, and we celebrate that diversity with the new Americans, the influx of new Americans that come in, whether they're Nepalese, whether they're Somalian, or from Sudan, or from Kenya, wherever they're from. We embrace them. They reside here in the 2nd Legislative District. They've planted community gardens, and it's with that spirit of inclusivity that I think that we start to combat our way out of poverty. My take on it is that there's only 2 ways that you really combat poverty. It's either through employment or through education. And so whether it be through the green technology, we have an opportunity here. We have this body of water, which is vastly and largely in the 2nd Legislative District as well. All the wonderful things that have been done in the district, whether it be the library or formerly the Tullio Center, which is the Erie Insurance Arena, whether we have the Jerry Yook Ballpark, the Erie Art Museum, wonderful, wonderful things in the 2nd Legislative District. We have the home of the Erie Housing Authority. Mr. John Horan has done wonderful things. We look forward to partnering with him. We look forward to partnering with the school district and the magistrates, whether it be District Justice Roby or District Justice Sumac, who have both done wonderful things with our children to help combat crime. I've had the opportunity to work with them in an initiative that I helped start. You might know it as the Blue Coats. I was a co-founder of that initiative, where we took men and women who had redeemed themselves, and we got them Act 33 and Act 34 certified, and we sent them back to go and mentor and to help diffuse some of the conflicts that occurred after school and oftentimes on the way to school. That program started at Wayne, right here in the district, spread to East High School. We had principals like Jim Smith and Diane Sutton. And so I guess what I'm all summing up, and what I like to say is that it all depends on relationships. And we have relationships with people throughout the district. I was, and beyond. I went out to the Albion Fair, got a taste to eat some of the great food, the great volunteer fire departments. I've worked all over the district, Lawrence Park, within the district and without the district. I've been to Wattsburg this summer. I've been to Waterford. Just going around the county, seeing all that it has to offer with all the festivals and festivities. But I think that with all of that all said and done, I think that we should broaden our perspective and our outlook and look beyond just the regional asset definition that we traditionally known as brick and mortar projects, but that we actually broaden that definition of regional assets as it pertains to gaming revenue to where we could perhaps fill in the gap to those who are least vulnerable or most vulnerable and who need it the most. We have some unique problems on the Lower East Side. Whether with the closing of the McBride Viaduct, we've had banks closing in the district. But even with all of that, hope still springs eternal. We have great programming coming out of East High School with Sonia Arrington in the lead program. So we have people and individuals stepping up all over the county. I'm asking you on November 5th, after 200 years of county business, that you would send me to be a representative, that I might sit at the table, that I might be an advocate for those less fortunate and those who don't always have a voice, and certainly who don't always have a vote at that level. I'm asking you to send me, to allow me to be that representative. Send a godly man. I will always have an open mind. I will always have an open door. And probably above all else, I will always have an open heart. Please vote Andre Horton on November 5th for 2nd Legislative District County Council. Thank you.